everybody, my name's Katrina and I am the host of Our Collective Life. We are a channel that is dedicated to sharing our experience of life with dissociative identity disorder and also learning to manage money as a DID system. For anyone who was watching last week, you will know that we had a terrible month. Not just financially, just mentally, and kind of also we found ourselves with no therapy, which threw us for a loop. Things have resumed back to normal now, and now I am going to talk about our plan ahead and also the budget for the month ahead as well. Okay, so we have decided to go back to envelope budgeting, which is just using money instead of your debit card, cash instead of your debit card. Obviously, bills that need to be paid online will be. And there was a couple of ways we were going to do this. The first option would be to give our friend our bank card, and then once a week we take money out of our account. James was not keen on this at all. He feels, and I quote, "I need to learn some financial responsibility." And he's got a good point. And also there was the kind of fact that if my friend had an accident, touch wood, or something happened and she wasn't able to come over, then I would be without money. So then there was the other option where we just kept all the money in the bank and kept a close check. Now this is kind of an plan B if the envelope budgeting doesn't work. But I was kind of keen to try the envelope budgets again, because I think when I have used it and I have been disciplined, it's been helpful to see how we are spending the money. So I went to Tesco and went to look for some envelopes because I couldn't find any decent ones. Fortunately, the envelopes that were kind of like £1 for 50 didn't fit in our purse, and we weren't prepared to buy another purse, so we bought birthday invitation envelopes instead. So there are 8 categories now for our cash spending for the month. It sounds like a lot, but there is a planning, that there's a kind of method to the madness. Okay. So a couple of issues I kind of want to raise and hopefully kind of explain. So as a DID system, different alters have different roles, different ages, and kind of different views of the world. There was some resentment building from other system members because I was spending money or somebody else was spending money, and it was just disappearing like water between our hands. So we kind of got together, we kind of worked out a plan where everybody gets covered one way or another. So we kind of categorise I categorise our system into 2 kind of camps, so child alters and then the others. The others are a mix of ages ranging from 13 to 60. So the problem with the child alters, we felt that they shouldn't have too much money. It's not because we don't want them to have money, but because there's a risk to them having money. I can't go into 100% detail, but there is a risk. So we kind of decided to give them a fraction of what the adult system members would have. And then there was a discussion kind of with my therapist yesterday when I explained the plan. She kind of raised the point that as I am the host, which is the system member that is out front, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm the most important, it just means I'm the one that's out front the most. She raised the salient point that I'm out front, so my needs are typically bigger. So she gently suggested that we have a category just for myself. Spoke to James about it and he was keen. James is kind of the system member that he's a primary protector, so he's like the boss. We call him the boss anyway because he has sure earned that title. So this will give you some context to the envelopes, and what we've done is we've made a list of all the alters above the age of 12, 13, and we've made a list so each week one system member gets a turn to access money. So I will explain the envelopes. So little spend. So there'll be about a £5 put in that, but I'll explain that in the budget. Fun cat, so fun just for me. Fun system, so one alter each week will get a turn. Clothes, what we've decided to do with clothes is make it so each system member every month gets an outfit to pick. So that's going to be difficult. Eating out, we go out once a week with our friend P, so that, you know, we like to allocate some money just for that. Food, transport, and finally therapy. So we have a budget, and 1 second, we've covered up some stuff because you don't need to know how much income I actually get. This is budget, and as you can see, James has left some thoughts. And that's the plan moving forward. He will look at the budget and then kind of give his thoughts, and you will soon realise how we look at money differently. So we have, you know, our rent's quite cheap, thankfully, due to the fact we live in a housing association, and we are on the lower band for rent because of being on universal credit and personal independence payments. Our rent is £317 a month currently, but James has kind of put, could you round up to 20, so £320 instead. Electric, he's asked to increase to 40, so no emergency will be used. I need to see if we are on the best tariff for us, because we are using a lot of electric. You know, we've got gas, council tax, Sky internet, that is for a phone line and high-speed internet. We're kind of left having a phone line that we will never use. So, and he asks, when is the contract up? And then it's stuff like Tesco, Perfect Home, and I owe some money to a friend. And he's put a question mark because he didn't know about that. Oops. On variables, kind of food, he's put £160 is a lot. Can this be reduced? And my answer to that, James, if you're watching, is not currently, because that category kind of covers cat food, litter tray, cleaning materials, and also I've become a vegetarian. So it's not kind of an option to just reduce, because we're going to be spending more anyway. Therapy is £160 every 4 weeks. Transport is £40. Eating out is £40. I would hope to reduce that over time as the need to spend gets less, hopefully. Clothes £40. He has put a note, is this just at the charity shop? That depends on the person out front. Fun, £100, so £25 a week for each altar, and he has put not needed, which we will have to agree to disagree. Fun, £100 for me, so £25 a week, and child spend 20, so that's £5 a week for the altar, for the child altars, and they have to agree on what they're going to spend that money on. And then there's money for savings, but James has left a note. What do you plan to do? Take money out weekly? If so, will money be saved week to week, or will it be banked if there's anything left over? The plan is to roll the money over each week until the end of the month. This is just kind of to keep a buffer going, because we don't want to bank the money and then have to take it back out. So yes, that is our budget plan. On Thursday we will share another video which will be our envelope budget refill, so we can show you what we put in our envelopes and how we do it. We were originally going to do it on a monthly basis, but I'm concerned of having a significant amount of money in the bank, in cash. Not that I trust the banks all too well either. So we're going to be doing it weekly on a Thursday, as we were doing therapy on a Friday, but now it's moved to Thursday. So moving forward, which is actually works better for us. So yes, fantastic. I hope that you enjoyed my video, and I will see you on Thursday. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you would like to see more of my rambles.